revoir.
Good afternoon. Welcome aboard the Louisville Zoo train. While the train is in motion, we ask that you remain seated and please keep your hands, feet, arms, legs, any other body parts, or any personal belongings you may have brought with you inside the train. The Louisville Zoo first opened in 1969. We are on 90 developed acres and still growing. When we first opened, we housed approximately 400 animals. Now we are housing close to 1,700. This represents 375 different species, and this does not include the geese or ducks. Besides being an accredited zoo for the Commonwealth of Kentucky, we're also a botanical garden with over 4,500 different species of trees, flowers, and shrubs. On your left is our ropes course, which was opened last season, has proved to be a valuable part of the zoo for those that like to try their daring and their skills. Next is our herp aquarium, where you can go in, walk through a simulated rainforest, see many different types of reptiles, and end with a visit to our rare white alligator, King Louis. Throughout our train ride, you'll probably see many of the big bugs that are being sponsored this year by the Ford Motor Company of Louisville. Coming up on the left are our land tortoises. We have a couple up fairly close where they can be seen. They look like the large lumpy rocks with legs. We have one of our tortoises that weighs approximately 500 pounds. As we leave the tortoises, we are coming behind the island's pavilion. In the island, you can go in and see our orangutans, a Sumatran tiger, penguins, bats such as the fruit bat, a vampire bat, and who knows, you might even run into a dingbat. Right beside the islands is our MetaZoo building. The MetaZoo has helped turn the Louisville Zoo into a teaching facility inside and out. The MetaZoo helps sponsor many of the day camps and overnight zoo parties for our younger members. Besides being a teaching facility, you can go in and see many of the specimens of bugs and fish that live around and in the state of Kentucky. The MetaZoo is also part of the conservative breeding program, and we are happy to announce that we have just had our 1,000th black-footed ferret born. These animals were almost totally extinct with only 18 left in the wild, and now with our help and other breeding programs, there are something like 600 of them now in the wild. Up the hill to the right is our Oasis area. This is where the zoo holds a lot of its special events, such as the Wacky Wayback Weekend Rock and Roll Reunion, where we have the movies occasionally on Friday nights, and other special events are held there. As we leave this area, we're coming behind the Big Cats of America Pavilion. In this area, you can go up and see an ocelot and a puma, more commonly known as the mountain lion. We also have a pair of bald eagles in this area. These birds have been injured, can no longer fly, and cannot be released back into the wild. And even though our staff takes excellent care of them, and they are here at the Louisville Zoo, they are still property of the United States government. tunnel, we're passing the back corner of the South American yard. In this area, you can find trumpeter swans, guanacos, and up and down the strip, you can find a couple of big cats, such as our Himalayan snow leopard and our jaguar lebanon. Also, a couple of beautiful birds are in that area. We're now passing the Billabong Playabout play area. This is one of two playgrounds in the zoo. I like to say that's where the really wild things hang out. The other playground is up by Gorilla Forest, and that is the Boma Playground. Next to the playground, we have our Lorikeet Landing. Right beside Lorikeet Landing, we have the Wallaby Wallaroo Walkabout area, where you can actually go in and walk around with the wallabies and wallaroos. These are a species of kangaroo. They are just smaller than their counterparts and friendlier. And we have one sitting up there watching the train come by. And since they are more docile, that makes it easier for us to allow people to walk in and be among them.
Oh, so that's why we should have went in there.
The large blue tanks on your left are the water regulation tanks for our polar bears, grizzly bears, seals, and sea lions. And it helps keep the salt water, fresh water ready, and at the temperature that they prefer, which is a chilling 60 degrees. Normally here on your right, you would see a pair of gray cirrus cranes, but they've been hiding out this morning. In this other field, you might spot our red-crowned cranes. These are very large birds, white and black with a red-crested head. And the little brown one that you see out there with the white spots is their chick that was hatched on May 5th of this year. There are something like 80 pairs of these birds in captivity, and normally only 1 to 2 chicks survive per year. How do you get over there? We're now passing the Tiger Tundra area. This is where you can get up and see very closely the Amur tigers, once known as Siberian tigers. These are the largest of all the wild cats and can weigh up to 600 pounds. Besides being the largest, they are also on the extinction list of endangered animals. We're now heading into Gorilla Forest, where we have 10 lowland western gorillas. The males can reach heights of 5 to 5.5 feet and weigh between 400 to 500 pounds. Females are slightly smaller at 4 to 4.5 feet, and weighing between 2 to 300 pounds. An adult male gorilla has the same strength as 10 adult men. There's a couple sitting out in their play yard now. Also in this area of the zoo, you can find the pygmy hippos, the naked mole rats, the elephants, and our meerkats. So make sure if you're a Big Bang Theory fan, you go up and say hello to Howard, Lashish, Leonard, Sheldon, Penny, and the newest little one, Barry. As we come out of the tunnel, we're now behind the African portion of the zoo. In this area, you can find our zebras, our camels, the lions, giraffes, rhinoceros, and let's not forget the poor little warthog. We're now behind the lion grotto where we have a male lion Kenya and a female lioness named Karaba. And it's said that on the plains of Africa when a lion roars, you can hear them for up to 5 miles. And people think I have a big mouth. Leaving the lions, we kind of pass by the warthogs and come into the giraffe area. We do have 4 Maasai giraffes, 3 males, 1 female. Our female is Malika, and she is the mother of our 2-year-old Sylvester. And then we have Walker and Oliver. Enjoy your lunch. As we head into the last bend, heading back towards the station, I draw your attention to the left where we have our conservation carousel. This carousel was originally built in 1919, was completely refurbished in 1996 by the Adam and Mary Lee Burkle, and then generously donated to the zoo. 2 of the original horses are still on the carousel, and this carousel is now 95 years old, making it one of the oldest still operating carousels in the United States. Now, as we come into the station, I ask that you please remain seated until the train has come to a complete stop. When you hear the final whistle blow, you will exit to your left, which is toward the grassy hillside. We'd like to thank you once again for coming in, taking a ride with us on the train, and hope you continue to enjoy your afternoon here at the zoo.